Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-day, my oh my, it is Thursday. It's May. It's the 11th day of May. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on another beautiful spring morning here in the Wenatchee Valley. It is 50 degrees. The big warm-up begins really today. We're talking mid-70s. We had 73 yesterday. We'll be closer to 76 or 77 for the afternoon high today as that ridge of high pressure really becomes well entrenched. We'll be into the 80s on Friday. We'll be kissing 90 by Saturday and Sunday and into the next week as well. We haven't been keeping this a secret from you folks. Going to get warm. It'll be nice today, though. It was a beautiful day yesterday. We had those high popcorny type clouds that came in the afternoon. They threatened. They didn't really do anything. Those are not in the forecast. Those details are coming up. Plus news, lots of things going on in the world of courts and crime. When we get to the headlines here on this Thursday morning, that's right around the corner. Sports, will preview game number 5 between the Stars and the Kraken tonight in beautiful Dallas. Mariners finished off a pretty disappointing homestand. They were 3-3 in their 6 games. Probably could have done better than that. They lost to Texas yesterday afternoon. We'll preview the Wildcats and the Panthers, our boys soccer teams, will do battle tonight for the District 6 4A championship and a shot at state. And a couple of things on Thursday. First of all, it's Paws for Pets, and that means Ryan the dog needs a home. We'll visit with our friends at the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society, and had a great chance to sit down, actually stand up, if you will, with Neil Oyston and Jeremy Anders from Wenatchee FC Youth, Wenatchee Football Club Youth. Their annual tryouts for their teams are coming up. Get your kid into soccer, find out how good they are. Neil and Jeremy will join me in the back half of the program. Soccer is really exploded here in the Wenatchee Valley. It's gotten quite popular and quite good, too. The quality of soccer among the elite teams is rather impressive. If you don't believe me, go to Liebhoff Field, go to Wildcat Stadium tonight and watch the Wildcats and the Panthers. You'll know what I'm talking about. 2 minutes after the hour. Here we go. Cameras around the valley. We're going to start out with a heights camera like we always do, but the talented Mr. Darby has decided to point it to the east. So we're looking down the high and cold Columbia River down towards the Rock Island area from our Wenatchee Heights camera. The hills are still green, but I have a feeling they're going to get baking up pretty good with this heat. This beautiful green, vibrant hillsides are going to be drying out pretty quickly. They might not be this green by the time we visit on Monday or Tuesday of next week. So good morning to East Wenatchee and a little slice of Wenatchee Heights from our cross camera. Looks good there. Let's head up to the Navarre camera on your way up to Lake Chelan, going through the Navarre Coulee there. That is just right before, of course, you got to make that choice. You're heading up to Lake Chelan for a little recreating or whatever the case may be. That's the road that will take you to the state park, about, 12, 13 miles up the road from Chelan proper, the Navarre Coulee Road. We haven't used that camera in a while. Let's take a look at Saddle Rock, which looks like a giant rock. That's actually from the roof of the Cascadian, but it's such a beautiful, clear morning, we thought we'd turn that baby around and look at Saddle Rock. A very popular hike, although I got to tell you, you got to be in pretty good shape. It's got quite the incline from the parking lot near Appalachia up to the top of Saddle Rock. Once you get up there, the view is spectacular, and still some snow hanging on to Mission Ridge. My guess is they're going to see some big-time snow melt. Of course, all the area rivers will be experiencing some high flows and chilly waters with the big heat coming our way. And finally, Waterville. Hello, Waterville. Always good to see you. Look at the wheat fields just hanging around, getting ready to get going, and the hamlet of Waterville at the bottom of your screen. A lot of people like living in Waterville. They get nice and summery like everybody else, but it's not nearly as cool. That helps when your town is 4,000 feet above sea level. It doesn't get nearly as hot, but it still can get plenty warm. Good morning, Waterville. Good to see you. The only thing that we're keeping an eye on is the wind, especially on Sunday here in the Wenatchee Valley. It'll be a little breezy on Saturday, but really not much. But it could get pretty windy on Sunday here in the Wenatchee Valley, and the wind will be out of the east. We don't see that very often at all, but that's how the high-pressure ridge is set up. It's up in Canada. Of course, it's high pressure, so it spins clockwise, and it's going to grab and shoot around and make us, the wind will be blowing from east to west this weekend, what wind we get. And, of course, a friendly reminder, the water is going to be very, very cold. It's after all, it's just melted snow. And last I checked, melted snow was pretty cold, but a little windy, especially on Sunday here in the Wenatchee Valley. From the National Weather Service. That way, if you don't like the forecast, you can blame the government, but who's to blame this? This looks good. After 73 degrees yesterday, 79. Our forecast today, but lots of sunshine, just a couple of high clouds. That's it. 54 for the overnight low tonight. We bump it up by 4 degrees on Friday. We'll hit 83 on Friday. 57 for the overnight low Friday night. I think we get borderline hot on Saturday. My air conditioner will be up and running. I can guarantee you that. But it's going to be so beautiful I won't be inside. 89. Our high on Saturday, very mild for the overnight lows in the 60s. Sunday's high 89. Monday's high 91. Record high for Saturday, May 13th is 89. We're going to be right at it, it looks. And the record high for Monday is 91. And we're going to be right at 91. So close to record high temperatures beginning on Saturday. And they say this is going to last all the way through Wednesday. So it's an early start to summer, even though summer is still about 6 weeks away officially from beginning with the summer solstice in late June. All right, that's your forecast. Pretty easy. 6 minutes after the hour, going to take a break and give you the news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Hey there folks, Blueberry Carrie here to invite you on out to experience Blueberry Hills. Of course, the food is fabulous, like our cheese splints, our famous French dip, our legendary Eggs Benedict, and unforgettable burgers. But we're more than just great food. People come from all over the world to experience what's been called one of the best destination restaurants in the Pacific Northwest. So come on out and see what all the fuss is about. Blueberry Hills in Manson. It's where the world is coming to.
Hey, welcome back to Save Mart. What can we help you find today?
We're looking for a mattress.
Oh, right this way. We got a large selection. We have this pillow top here.
Oh, comfortable.
We have more to choose from down here.
Oh.
I think I have the perfect one over here for you.
I guess we'll take this one.
You'll find it at Save Mart. Full service at a low, low price.
Green Motion e-bikes have rolled out the new line of custom e-bikes. They have three-way adjustable folding e-bikes and full-size mountain e-bikes. Pedal assist and a throttle makes them a perfect fit for any rider. Green Motion e-bikes located in the Mills Brothers building.
It has really been a great partnership between Succession and NCW Life. It's not always easy to sit in front of a camera or a microphone, but you guys have made it a really nice process.
The Clearwater Saloon and Casino has the best Vegas-style games in East Wenatchee. Come enjoy yourself and discover the nightly action. Win big and meet new friends at the Clearwater Saloon and Casino.
A little filtered sunshine. It's 51 degrees here in the Wenatchee Valley. Well into the 70s, close to 80 today. Into the 80s we go, and we'll be kissing 90. By the weekend, it's going to be a hot one for the foreseeable future. It's 9 minutes after the hour. A woman suspected of assisting her boyfriend in that murder that was committed in East Wenatchee no longer faces criminal charges. 24-year-old Sabrina McCubbin was arrested last month in a dramatic police raid in downtown Wenatchee alongside murder suspect Eric Reyes, who had been sought for 2 days in the April 17th shooting death of Elias Ontiveros. McCubbin was initially charged in Douglas County with rendering criminal assistance and making false statements to police. Well, on Tuesday, prosecutors withdrew those counts while they wait for evidence that they've subpoenaed from social media companies. Charges could still be refiled against McCubbin if the information warrants it. Reyes, by the way, remains still in jail on charges including second-degree murder, and another man, Juan Carlos Vasquez Hernandez of Kuntz, is charged as an accomplice. Beautiful day yesterday in East Wenatchee, so why not cut a ribbon? They had the official opening ceremonies of the new East Wenatchee Police Station. The city, of course, bought the building at the intersection of Simon Street and Rock Island Road for about $4.2 million. And then they spent another $1 million on renovation to move its police force out of their old cramped quarters at City Hall. As they cut the ribbon on Wednesday, Mayor Jerry Lee Crawford and Police Chief Rick Johnson said the expense was far less than building a new station. That would have cost a lot more and would have taken 5 years to do.
I want to definitely take a minute to recognize Chief Johnson for his vision for this facility. He is so proud of this building. It means a lot to him that it looks good for you guys, for the public. He definitely sees this is a public facility, and he was very respectful and mindful of the unique challenges, especially around budget and what we could do and how we could get the most in this facility for the public, and so that it's efficient and effective for our officers, for our safety. And he's super proud of it. He comes out and makes sure the landscaping looks just right and the windows are beautiful, because he wants you guys to be as equally proud of it as he is.
We were in a 2,800 square foot space that was designed for 12 people. We have 26 people working in here. We were really on top of each other in that old one, literally. This is a space that's got room to grow, not just on the first floor, but as well as the second. And we're way ahead of schedule, and I don't think it could have been done any more fiscally responsible than it was. And so we're proud of that too. We needed the support of the council and the mayor and the community to make that happen. And so here we are today.
A jury could not reach a verdict in the case of an East Wenatchee man who was accused of pointing a gun during an altercation last year. Last week, the Douglas County trial of 21-year-old Daniel Pulido ended with a mistrial on account of second-degree assault. East Wenatchee police said last October a fight among roughly 10 people erupted outside a downtown tavern at about 2:30 in the morning. Witnesses reported seeing Pulido aiming a handgun. Security video captured part of the incident, but there was no clear image of a weapon and no handgun was recovered. Now, the jury did convict Pulido on a gross misdemeanor charge of obstructing police. He was sentenced Monday to 30 days in jail. Local police agencies are teaming up with the Chelan County PUD to patrol the Apple Capital Recreational Loop Trail as summer weather heats up. The cities of Wenatchee and East Wenatchee, as well as the Chelan County PUD, finalized a $50,000 cost-sharing agreement to send bicycle officers out on the trail most weekends. Last week, East Wenatchee Assistant Police Chief Eric Hampton told the City Council that the aim is to tamp down on crime and damage in the Wenatchee Valley's most used public recreation area.
We had a lot of this winter, and since I've been here for 2 years, we had some arson on there, a lot of warming fire arsons, but some just straight up arson too. A lot of graffiti. One of my shifts did a project that I encouraged where they hit the loop trail every night and moved people along or arrested people for doing graffiti. They had a couple good arrests and just a uniform presence on the loop trail. We still really encourage that, especially on our side, obviously. And I think we've been doing a really good job. I see less trash on there. Myself and the chief both check it a lot, less graffiti, but it's something we have to stay up on.
The second Horizon Air Seattle flight in and out of Pangbourne is going to happen. It looks like it's ready to go. The additional early morning departure and late night arrival will begin taking flight on September 7th. Flights include a 6 a.m. departure and 11:52 p.m. arrival time back in Wenatchee. Alaska Airlines has the flights posted on their website. They're ready to book them. The announcement for the second flight came last month with the Chelan Douglas Port Authority striking a one-year deal with Alaska Airlines, the parent company of Horizon. And a speed transition zone has been installed on Manson Boulevard. A traffic study is showing that a lot of drivers simply aren't obeying the posted speed limit. Chelan County Public Works completed the study in March after receiving concerns from community members about people driving way too fast in downtown Manson. The study was a portion of Manson Boulevard from milepost 0 to milepost point 98 and Wapato Way from milepost 0 to point 34. Now, to slow drivers down, there's going to be another fog line added on Manson Boulevard from its intersection with Wapato Way to Lakeshore Drive, and that will reduce the lane width from 12 feet to 11 feet. The speed limit on Manson Boulevard from Lakeshore Drive to Washington Street is 30 miles an hour, coming off a 40-mile-an-hour speed limit, and Public Works reminds folks that the speed limit downtown Manson is 25 miles an hour. That's what's making news at 15 minutes after the hour. Jefferson and Grant and Eric and Jordan and Mac, who's back, will be doing the news for you tonight. And the news will air on television at 5, 6, and 10, 5, 6, and 10. If that's inconvenient for you, you can watch the news anytime you want by going to our homepage, our Facebook page, or our YouTube page. And if there's something out there that you think warrants our attention, get a hold of us. Drop us a line via our Facebook page, email us directly, news@ncwlife.com, or you can give us a call. That would be cool too. When we come back, we preview Game 5 between the Stars and the Kraken. The Mariners lose a matinee, and high school sports too. Sports is 2 minutes away. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
At D.A. Davidson in Wenatchee, they believe your investment success begins with a personalized plan. A plan that is the roadmap you need to navigate your way to living your best years in retirement. D.A. Davidson can help you create a plan so you can take the time to enjoy the finer things in life. Let the financial advisors at D.A. Davidson help chart your retirement future today.
It's the Smoke on the Water All-Class Car Show, Saturday, May 20th in Manson on the shores of Lake Chelan.
Admission is free.
See it all. Classic cars, hot rods, vintage cars, rat rods, trucks, and imports. Enter your vehicle Friday at the pre-registration party at Wine Girl Wine starting at 3, or enter online at moretomanson.com. Smoke on the Water All-Class Car Show in Manson, May 20th.
Sponsored by Jerry's Auto Supply.
And presented by Wine Girl Wines and the Manson Chamber of Commerce.
Castle Rock International is the Northwest premier real estate agency for large acreage properties, farms and ranch land, lodging and resorts, and other distinctive commercial real estate. Professional, knowledgeable, and discreet, Castle Rock International has the listings and the buyers you have been looking for. Contact John McNamara at Castle Rock International today, or visit their website for more information on this award-winning company.
What's the best way to attract a wide variety of beautiful birds to your backyard? By offering the birds the right foods in expertly designed bird feeders from Wild Birds Unlimited. Whether you've been feeding the birds for a while or are just getting started, let our backyard bird feeding specialists show you how to add a little joy to your life and make nature a part of every day. Shop now for exclusive bird foods, feeders, hardware, and more. Wild Birds Unlimited. Products designed by experts. Trusted local advice.
17 minutes after the hour, the Kraken back in Dallas tonight. It is Game 5 of their series. The best of 7 series, of course, is tied at 2 games apiece. Dallas won Game 4 Tuesday, 6-3. First time in the playoffs that Philip Grubauer gave up quite a few goals early on. And while he was replaced by Martin Jones, Coach Dave Haxtell said it was more of a situational substitution than the fact that Grubauer didn't have a very good game.
I don't know that there's really a bad goal there, right? So, I mean, there's different situations why you make a change. You know, Gruby's been rock solid for us. He's been better than rock solid. So, you know, we wanted to get Jonesy in there. The score was stretched out. Good opportunity to get Gruby out and get Jonesy some minutes. So, yeah, we've got all the confidence in the world in Gruby.
Jared McCann made his return on Tuesday. Remember, he had that concussion and missed a couple of weeks. He's still getting his feet settled, so to speak.
You know, as you'd expect, coming off a couple-week layover, jumping into this level, you know, his game improved as the 60-minute hockey game wore on, and you know, we look for him to continue doing that. He's obviously an important player for us, and a guy that fits in well with a lot of the areas that that we need him in: power play, penalty kill, as well as 5-on-5.
Seattle and Dallas. It is Game 5 tonight at American Airlines Arena, which is in Dallas, as you might imagine, 6:30 on TNT. The Mariners finished 3-3 for their homestand yesterday, lost to Texas at T-Mobile Park. The final was 4-3. The Rangers stretched Seattle starter Louis Castillo with a 3-run third inning, and they chased the Mariner ace after 5 innings. Dane Dunning was solid through 6. He picks up the series win for Texas.
Breaking ball, he hung it, and he paid for it. Base hit. J.P. motoring, getting to third. He'll get there with the throw coming in the second. The Mariners in business early on. Here comes J.P. He's going to try to score. He will. Tie is going to be out, but the Mariners have a 1-0 lead.
So he's found his way on base. And he hits this ball hard out to left field. That one's got a chance. It is gone. Over the bullpens in left field. And Simeon has tied the game at 1. Runner goes again low, shoots this one out to the alley in left field. That's trouble. It gets down and bangs up against the fence. Grossman will score easily on the double by Nathaniel Lowe. Jonah Heim now, and he blasts one out to right field. Long run out there for Hernandez, and he can't get to it. Lowe scores from second. Heim pedaling in for a double of his own, and it's 3-1 Rangers.
Here's Julio to lead off. The fifth hits it the other way, a base hit. There you go. Down the line. That's extra bases. Julio scores. Juan gets the third. J.P. Crawford behind in the count. RBI double.
2-1. And a ground ball. That one is through. Base hit. Duran comes in to score. Smith stops at second. And that's a huge run for the Rangers. It's 4-2.
And it's the other way. That works. Into the gap. Caballero can run. It's all the way to the wall. Manny's going to wave him. Here comes Jose. He's going to score without a throw. Coming to third. A triple.
There's a breaking ball lashed down to third. Young, a long throw. In time. And they get Pollock.
Despite a rough third inning, manager Scott Servais said Louis Castillo is continuing the trend of very good pitching by Mariner pitchers.
Coming off last night's game and the momentum I felt that we had going, we just weren't able to carry it into today's game. Certainly offensively, we had pitched so well throughout the homestand, and really today, even though Castillo ran into a little trouble in that one inning, when the pitch count got up there, he gave us a chance, and our bullpen did the job again. And just offensively, days like today, you got to figure out a way to kind of scratch, claw, and put some points up there. We had some opportunities late, but not enough. So, like I said, I had a chance to be a really good homestand. Leave a little sour taste in your mouth today. I think it's a ball game. Everybody feels, we should have won, just didn't do enough offensively. But again, can't say enough about the job our pitching has done. Starting, bullpen, whatever spot we put these guys in, they take the ball, they go out and really compete well. Feel awesome about that. The Texas team coming in here offensively is as hot as any team in the league, and we shut them down. Even though they put one inning together against us out of the 27, and give them credit for that. But our pitching has been outstanding.
Mariners are off today, by the way. They'll be in the Motor City for a 3-game weekend series beginning tomorrow at 3:40. The District 6 A and B boys soccer tournament continued 4 games yesterday. Chelan ended Okanagan's season 1-0. Tenasket topped Manson in a loser-out game 2-1. Quincy beat Bridgeport in the semifinals at Lee Boffield Field at the Apple Bowl last night 4-1. That was followed by Cascade blanking Brewster in the other semifinal 3-0. That sets up the next round for Saturday beginning at 3 o'clock again at Lee Boffield Field in the Apple Bowl. Brewster will take on Tenasket. That'll be followed by Chelan and Bridgeport at 5, and the district championship will be settled between Quincy and Cascade Saturday night at 7 o'clock. The District 6 4A tournament gets underway tonight. 2 games. Davis faces Sunnyside. That's a loser-out game at 5 o'clock, and the championship is at Wildcat Stadium. It'll feature the 3rd game of the year between Eastmont and Wenatchee. The first 2 contests, spirited battles, decided by just 1 goal each.
Reyes, right-footed touch.
He's got some leverage.
Nice job. Johnny Vega into the box. Johnny, goal, 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 goal! Beautiful touch by Alex Sanchez connecting with Johnny Vega, and Johnny Vega puts it away for the Wenatchee Panthers. Triangulation that time. Cristian Maldonado under some pressure, trying to approach the box. He does into the box. Let's see what the referee says. Penalty kick, yes, sir. The shot. Leon, the shot, goal, 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 goal. And we're tied at 2 here at the Apple Bowl.
For your defense and offense.
Osvaldo Sanchez connecting that time with Leon, and a touch. Goal, 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 goal. Aaron Leon. And a beauty of a shot.
3 minutes.
Almost three. And that's the whistle that says the streak is over, and Eastmont has defeated Wenatchee in comeback fashion by a score of 3-2.
Sebastian Moraga and Matt Wisen with the call tonight. It'll be at 6 o'clock on our Facebook page, and then it'll be on TV starting at 6:30. And finally, high school baseball. Tenasket punched their ticket to the state 2B baseball tournament with a 9-2 win over Liberty Bell last night. And the Tigers will play Brewster Saturday for the district championship at Historic Recreation Park at 12 noon. And those are just some of the games that people are playing at 25 minutes after the hour. For your obscure holiday of the day today, as we throw the picture up over my shoulder. Today is eat whatever the hell you want day today. Yeah, eat whatever you want. Well, food anyway, I would assume. Yeah, eat whatever you want day today. Approximately 25% of all Americans, 1/4 of all Americans eat some type of fast food every day. It doesn't necessarily mean a fast food restaurant, but like sticking a Hot Pocket in the microwave or anything like that. I think you can consider that fast food. Over 1 billion donuts are eaten by me. No, actually over 10 billion donuts are consumed in this country every year. 1 out of every 5 meals eaten by Americans each day is eaten in their cars. We eat in our cars a lot. The top 10 rankings of foods Americans would eat every day if there were absolutely no health consequences involved. The top 10 foods Americans would eat every day if they didn't have to worry about the consequences of eating this every day. Number 10, chips. Number 9, cake. Number 8, donuts. Number 7, French fries. Number 6, chocolate, which could be a lot. Number 5, tacos or burritos. They're interchangeable. Number 4, ice cream. Number 3, hamburgers. Number 2, pasta. And the number 1 food that Americans would eat every day if they could, if they didn't have to worry about the consequences of doing it, pizza. There you go. Eat whatever you want today. Of course, I don't do that. My body's a temple. 27 minutes after the hour. Today in history, the Columbia River got its name. Today, 2 guys could have beaten Robert Gray to it, but they didn't know what they had found. Robert Gray sails into the Columbia River on May 11th, 1792. 4 years earlier, a British fur trader by the name of John Mears thought there was a river there, searched for the mouth of the Columbia, couldn't find it, wrote it off, said there's no existent river there. He named it Cape Disappointment because he was disappointed that he didn't find the mouth of the big river that he was told about, so he just sailed on. 4 years later, George Vancouver sailed past the same spot in April of 1792, and he said, I think that's the mouth of a big river. But then he looked up the journals and said, my buddy Johnny Mears 4 years ago said that ain't no mouth to no great river, so he just took off too, George did. Then about a month later, George and Robert Gray hooked up, George Vancouver in his ship, Bob Gray in his ship. They met up in the Strait of Juan de Fuca, probably had a couple beers and talked it over, and George Vancouver said, I don't think there's one. Robert said, I'm gonna go down and check it out. Yeah, you never know. And Bob Gray and his crew of the Columbia Rediva sailed back down from the Strait of Juan de Fuca to the mouth of the Columbia, and they said, hey, I think this is a river. And they sailed into the mouth of the Columbia River. They sailed about 13 miles upstream, becoming the first known Europeans to sail into the Columbia River, and he named the river after his ship, the Columbia. Happened on this date in 1792. Could have been a different name. Oh well. Happy birthday, Minnesota. We always do our states. Minnesota joined the Union on May 11th, 1858. Makes it the 32nd state in the Union. That's what most state flags are now. They take the state seal, they stick it on the flag, and they call it good. Let's use a little imagination, folks. Utah just changed their state flag. It's cool. But a little more imagination. We love Minnesota, the Gopher State. Not too sure about that nickname. Of course, also known as the land of 10,000 lakes. They actually have more than 11,000 lakes of at least 10 acres in size. A lot of lakes. More than 60% of the population of Minnesota lives in the greater Twin Cities area. Minneapolis, St. Paul, and the surrounding suburbs. 60% of the state's population lives in a very small hunk of land. The Twin Cities are home to a lot of very prominent companies. Target bases their corporate headquarters are in Minneapolis. Best Buy, General Mills, Land O'Lakes, a lot of companies call that place home. More than 36% of the people who live in Minnesota fish. That's second only to Alaska. If you got that many lakes, that makes sense. And Minneapolis is the coldest major city in America. Every winter, between 23 to 25 days, the temperature dips below zero. So if you don't like winter, don't move to the Twin Cities. Happy birthday, Minnesota. And on this date, 1977, 46 years ago today, the Atlanta Braves, in the middle of a 16-game losing streak, the owner of the Atlanta Braves fires the manager, Dave Bristol, and he hires a new manager. Ted Turner hires himself. He says, I'm the owner, I'll manage the team. They lost that night, made it 17 games in a row. And then the National League called Ted Turner up and said, you know the rules. We have rules. You agreed to it. The owners of baseball teams aren't allowed to manage the team. Ted said, sorry, my bad. And the next day he hired a brand new manager, Dave Bristol, the guy who he had fired 2 days before. I can do better. Bottom of the hour. Happy heavenly birthday to Irving Berlin, the legendary American pianist and songwriter, although he couldn't read sheet music, believe it or not. But he sure knew how to write songs. Born in Belarus, immigrated to America when he was a kid, lived to the age of 101. Alexander Ragtime's Band was his first big hit. Easter Parade, Anything You Can Do, I Can Do Better. Cheek to Cheek, song you may have heard, White Christmas, you may have heard of that. And of course, God Bless America, and Irving Berlin, the first significant American composer to realize the importance of keeping his own publishing rights. When you write those songs, you should make a lot of money, and Irving Berlin did. Born in the state in 1888. And speaking of musical birthdays, Eric Burdon, former lead singer of the Animals, is 82 years old today. Somebody please inform Eric Burdon it's his birthday. Happy 82nd to Eric. It is 31 minutes after the hour. Still to come, a conversation with Jeremy Anders and Neil Oyston. Wenatchee FC Youth Program has their tryouts coming up at Wenatchee Valley College. He'll tell you all about that. Get your kid into soccer. Get him outside. Get him exercising, making some new friends. If we have the time, we'll do the drawing for yesterday's Winning Wednesday for that $50 gift certificate to the Jones Winery Tasting Room at the Pybus Pub and Market. I neglected to do the drawing yesterday. If we have time, we'll do that. But first things first, Ryan the dog needs a home. It's Paws for Pets.
Hi, I'm Corley with the Wenatchee Valley Humane Society. I'm an animal care associate. So this is Ryan. He's a 5-month-old German Shepherd mixed puppy, if you can't tell. He's very sweet. He's very smart, and he's just that really good age where they want to please and they want to learn, and we also think he's housebroken. So again, perfect age. He plays great with our other dogs. He's just really goofy, and like, look at the size of these paws. He's ridiculous, and we just love him. We don't know how he does with cats, but again, he is at that age where they can learn a lot of things, and they can learn to love a lot of different family members. He's also very treat motivated, which is excellent when training a dog. We just love him, and we know that the perfect home is out there for him because he's honestly the perfect dog. If you'd like to come down and meet Ryan and throw the ball for him, and come by anytime between 11 and 6, Thursday through Tuesday. We are closed for quiet hour between 1:30 and 2:30, but come on by.
Give them a call at 509-662-9577 or visit their website at wenatcheehumane.org.
Hi, my car's making a funny noise.
Not a problem. We'll take care of you.
Global Car Care's technicians are ASE Master Techs and well-versed in the more refined methods of vehicular diagnostics.
Number 3 piston and rings have a slight loss of compression, down to 108 pounds. Your transmission is slipping. You're going to need a service.
Looks like you're all set.
These guys? They're good.
Oh, and your spare is flat.
Global Car Care, Wenatchee's top shop.
I had a seizure in the middle of the night, and they rushed me to the hospital and decided to induce labor to try to get the baby out. The outpouring of love and support I got from Confluence Health. My coworkers coming to the ICU to be with me. For me, it's the work family. It's just incredible to have support no matter what I'm going through in my personal life, my own health.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNutty, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now,
For my fellow Christians, I have great news. Wonderful, good news. God loves gay people, and they're all going to heaven when they die. Now stop. What I want to do is pay attention to my mental and emotional response to that declaration. If the idea of gay people being loved by God and going to the same heaven I think I'm going to makes me react with anger or argument or some other negative emotion, then maybe it's time to take a look at what I call my Christianity. Why wouldn't I be happy to admit some of my judgmental and prejudicial attitudes are wrong and admit that God's grace actually does extend to everyone without condition? Wouldn't that be good news? This is Mike Mad Dog Magnati, and that's my opinion.
Hi, everybody. Dan Kuntz alongside Jesse Coble from Alpine Air. My heat pump there's like steam coming out of it. It's making weird noises. Is this something I need to be concerned about?
No, Dan, that's normal operation. Refrigeration technology steals heat from the outside, transfers it to the inside, and it creates frost on your heat pump. The defrost cycle melts that off, which creates steam and a little bit of noise.
That makes sense. Turn to the experts at Carrier and Alpine Air. For heat and air, call Alpine Air. Thanks, Jesse.
Thank you.
Welcome back to the program. In a very short time, less than a decade really, the Wenatchee Valley soccer community has absolutely exploded in popularity and in participation. Some outstanding teams at the high school level, at the club level, at the middle school level. It doesn't matter whether you're 5 or 55. Everybody's playing soccer now, and one of the great organizations that brings youth soccer to this valley is having their annual tryouts coming up. It is the Wenatchee FC. Jeremy Anders is an old friend of our programs, of course. We're not talking racing with Jeremy today. We're talking soccer, and Neil Oyston is the director of coaches for the fine organization, and we are here at Foothills Middle School because this is where it's all going to be. Well, it's all going to be at the college, but this is where you guys play your games. And by looking at the state of the field, Jeremy, you play a lot of games here.
Yeah, it was just last night we were over here, and there was 7 rec games going on and then 9 of our FC teams were practicing here. This is one of the main epicenters of soccer for the Wenatchee Valley, and we fill up every field in the valley at certain points, and soccer's just really on the rise here.
Yeah, and it helps, Neil, that it's quality soccer, especially at the more elite levels. It's good stuff.
Yeah, 100%. I think we've worked hard over the last few years. Obviously, this has been a process. Obviously, I've been in this position quite a while now, and I've seen the growth within the valley, kind of like what you said. The amount of kids playing the game is at an all-time high. And you just have to look at the high school too. Obviously, they've been very successful. We've got a lot of the boys within Wenatchee FC play at the 2 high schools local to town, and so I think it's just a testament to the work that we've been doing. Obviously, we had a national title success last year with our 2005 team. We've actually got 3 more teams. 2 of those are girls teams going to nationals this year, trying to emulate that as well. So I think you can just see across the board the amount of talent that we've got in this valley, and we hope to add some more to that at the upcoming tryouts. So
how can you account for that? Was the talent kind of sort of always been there for the last 10 years and nobody noticed it until some sort of actual organization came to fruition?
Right. Yeah, I mean, I say this all the time. There's such a popularity within the game here. I think what it needed was a structure. And I think that's, again, we've got a great board who now execute the vision that we set with the coaching staff. We've got really passionate coaches who invest their time. You've got to think a large amount of our coaching staff are actually volunteer. But we've also added great people. We've got Gary Heel, too, who's a former professional. We've got Adrian Espinoza now, who is going to be having a little bit more control within the organization. Mike Osborne as well, who's obviously been within the Valley. So you put a bit of structure to that talent, and then you're just going to see that grow. And like I said, we're going up to probably about 40 teams this tryouts, which is about 600 players within the program. And that's probably one of the biggest clubs definitely within Eastern Washington. And when we go over and we play the teams like Seattle, Spokane, and out of state, we're now competing at those levels. And so people now are starting to hear about us. It was never like that before. I think whenever we used to go to Seattle, even out of state, they'd never really heard of us. But now they know Wenatchee FC, and I think, again, that's just a testament to the work that we've done over the years.
And when the guys when he says the 2005 team, that means they were born in 2005. When you win a national championship, that puts you on the map.
Yeah, I mean, again, it was our second time around doing it last year, and when the boys went, they were fearless. Obviously, they were nervous and everything like that, but we did a lot of work prep for that tournament, and they deserve to be there. Just because we're from a small little town, it doesn't mean that anybody should be beating us. They deserve their right to be there, and it was a credit to them. But you're right, it put us on the map, and we're seeing it from all around the area now. People want to join us because of that. They want to be part of Wenatchee FC because they know that we can be successful with our groups. But it's not about the trophies, right? I mean, it's great, of course, but it's about what happens after that. So I'm pleased to say, half of those 05 boys are now committing to colleges, which is fantastic. At the end of the day, my role here is to make sure that we can graduate these players through, and if they continue their playing career after Wenatchee FC, then that's, for me as a coach, a really proud moment.
I've spoken to Coach Ritardo at Eastmont and Coach Tronson at Wenatchee, and they say it's a fantastic feeder program for their two high school programs, who are two of the best in the state at the 4A level, because they got freshmen starting. And Coach Tronson told me it wasn't that long ago I would even consider starting a freshman, but they've honed their skills in your organization, and even though they're only 14, 15 years old, they have earned the right to start varsity soccer at the 4A level. That speaks highly of what the youth programs are doing.
100%. And so again, yeah, I know all of those boys, and so it's a great achievement for them, for me, for the club to be able to see that. I think they've got a big game on Thursday too, right? Eastmont
Wenatchee, yep.
v Wenatchee, and look, I always say if you're good enough, it doesn't matter how old you are. We've also got the local semi-pro team, Wenatchee All-Stars, as well, where we have 2 or 3 of our current players playing up on the men's semi-pro team. So if you're talented, if you can play the game, then age is just irrelevant. So, obviously Tronson and Hurtado have done a fantastic job there as well. We train the boys, and the girls too, probably 8 to 9 months of the year, and then they go off and they play high school for the remaining part of the year. So it's a fantastic relationship that we've got with both of those schools, and one where we can probably help each other into the future too.
Jeremy, you can go. You got something to do.
I know Neil knows all about it. Yeah.
How did you get involved in this organization? My guess is family. Kids.
Yeah, 3 of my kids play in the organization. My daughter started 3 years ago. Coming out of COVID, we actually did a soccer camp with WFC, and Neil that led the camp during COVID time. And my daughter liked it, and we went to tryouts 3 years ago. And my daughter made a team, and then last year our boys had played rec soccer, and they really wanted to kind of move up. Saw their sister playing it, and so they joined a team last year. So they've played it now for a full year. So we love the program. Our kids love it. It's a great organization that and the good thing is we have a lot of structure. And last year was a huge thing because last year we had ops organization join with Wenatchee FC, and we went from 20 teams to 32 teams last year. We had a huge tryout, influx of tryout, and then this year I think we're going to even join even more. We're adding our development program, which is for that 2016-2017 year, boys and girls, which kind of gives them, I would say it's kind of a level between rec soccer and full FC soccer, but a chance for those younger kids to get developed, starting like pretty much playing skills year-round and have a chance to develop there. So we have a lot of great movement we're happening here in the organization, and trials are just a couple weeks away here, and then we have another big announcement coming soon as well.
Well, we'll get to that in just a little bit. As far as tryouts are concerned, it depends on what year you were born. It's as simple as that. It's a different day for the year you were born. It's all on their website, by the way. It's super easy to find out. You talked skill level. Anybody can show up and try out. I mean, as long as you fit within the birth year, you're more than welcome to show up and see what you got.
Yeah.
Or don't have.
Yeah, you can go to our website, wfcyouth.net, to find out all the information. And the tryouts are free. We don't charge the tryouts. It's a chance, really, there's people that, their kid may be playing rec soccer right now, and they're like, I just want to see, maybe I have a chance to play it. Or just they want to come check out the club and kind of see how it goes. We're not going to say, you're not committed to do anything by coming to tryouts. It's just a chance for you to come check out the club, see the structure. We have information that we give out at tryout night. Kind of gives you just a chance to see where your kid's at in the soccer rinks. And we have levels on each age group that go through there. Where not everybody comes up and is going to play on the Super League team the first tryout they go. They have to develop into that.
So, and Neil, as director of coaching, you have a staff that you work with.
Yep.
And the idea, and I've seen you do this because we came out and watched it a couple of years ago. Everybody seems to be, you seem to have the right half of this is the skills of soccer, and the other half is this is supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
And that's the balance that you have to do as director of coaching.
Yeah, 100%. Like at the end of the day, these kids, they have to enjoy what they do. And so obviously leading it out, we've got a fantastic group of coaches. Like I said before, we need a structure in place to be able to execute on that. And so a large part of our staff are volunteer. And so I just want to say a big thank you to those guys and gals who actually come out and coach for us. And it's an amazing thing that they do. It kind of adds to what Jeremy just said. They are our younger levels, of course. Our youngest age group is going to be 2016, 17 years old, and they're 3, 4, 5, 6, and they have to have a love for the game. And so that's our job as coaches, to make sure that we can come in and provide that. And the goal is one day, can they get up to what that Super League level? Like Jeremy said, they might not get there at the beginning, but that has to be a goal for them. And so we really put a big emphasis on that. We have a big emphasis on our coaching development. We do lots of coaches clinics, coaching licenses for our coaches. That's my job, to make sure that they're actually providing the material that they need to through an age-specific curriculum. We do a lot of parent development, parent education as well. What does it mean to be part of a club? I think that's super important for me. I don't believe in just having one or two isolated teams, at a couple of fields throughout Wenatchee. No, everybody's here at Foothills. We all train together. If you ever drive past, you're going to see all of the green jerseys fill out this field. Same at the college at tryouts, and it's an amazing thing. I want to make sure that people know that they're part of something bigger than themselves, and that's to be part of an organization and a club, and it's again, it's a testament to the work that we've done to be able to provide that.
So mom and dad are going to take the kid here, depending on their age group, for the tryout. What do they need to expect? What do the parents need to expect? What do the kids need to expect if they say, yeah, well, let's go ahead and try out, see what we got here?
Well, yeah. I mean, depending on what age group, just come and try it out. Again, at the same time, they're going to come. Hopefully, it's going to be a good experience for them. We've partnered with the college, like we've said before, so again, a big thank you to the college for hosting us during our tryout. We've got Coach Giovanni there who's going to be aiding us. We've got the 2 college fields, so it's going to be a great field, a great spectacle. We're going to be doing lots of small-sided games, so there's going to be plenty of opportunities for the players to be able to showcase their skills. They're going to be overseen by our coaching staff, myself, Mike Osborne, Gary Heel, Adrian Espinoza. We're going to be overseeing the actual tryout process. And then, if they're successful enough in being added to a team, then that's when we'll be communicating to them about what that process looks like.
What if the folks are looking up the times and the dates for their particular child for the age group? I can't come. Johnny's got piano practice, or we have something else going on. How does that work? Can you do like a different tryout at a later date, or how does that? Yeah. What if the time of the date doesn't work out for your particular age group?
Yeah, it's a great question. So we have supplemental tryouts, and so that's going to be on May 25th. And so from the ages of 2017 all the way up to 2005, you can come in and you can do a supplemental tryout. And that's, again, going to be at the college. And if you can't make that supplemental tryout, all parents need to do is just get in touch with me. My email's on the website. And what we'll do is we'll be able to invite that player to a team. And then that team, they can come, they can do a little bit of training session. The coach can then evaluate if they missed the tryout. They can then still have an opportunity to join our team, and that's the same for anybody. Let's say that they're arriving into town halfway through the year. It's not a closed book, and so anybody can join our club throughout the season. Obviously, we're welcoming to everybody, and we want to make sure that that we're opening the door for everybody who comes into the Valley to play this game.
Jeremy, give us a first-hand account. What have your kids gotten out of it? Trying out and saying, hey, I like soccer, Dad. I want to keep doing this.
Yeah, my kids have played rec soccer for a while, and my daughter, they did the camp and just really wanted to grow into something, and they joined the G11 Forester team that my daughter's on, and when that team first started out, they were all brand new to each other, and they had some struggles along the way, and me and Neil joked about it. When it was a little tough at first, and they have now grown into being a great team, and they're probably one of the teams I think they're super competitive, and they win a lot of games like that, but they probably have more fun than anybody else. They last weekend they won the Washington Cup tournament, which is a big tournament over in Seattle, and how they celebrated was they came back and they had this big cup, and they did an ice cream sundae out of of it. So, the fun part of it, it goes into it like that. But she's really grown too. Like, I mean, her closest friends are probably the friends on the soccer teams.
I was going to mention that. Probably friends for life.
Oh yeah, they're all friends for life, and a lot of these teams are close. But that you walk out here and you see they're very close. They're very bonded like that. Same thing with my boys. They're a little bit younger and they've really developed their game quite a bit. And that's the thing is, it's going to be different for if you're a 7, 8, 9-year-old than you're a 11, 12, 13-year-old. But I was just talking the other day to a kid who has played soccer, most of his life, really has never played on a club level. And he's going to try out at 16 years old for the first time ever. But he's like, I've just seen my friends do it and other people do it, and I want to try out.
And that's how you know.
Yeah.
That's how you know. So, and we need to mention this, and it because it's important. It is a club thing. There will be some fees involved, provided that your kid makes a club. What if a kid makes a club? He's got talent, Neil. You might have a few, and they just, I'm sorry, I can't pay the club fee. I can't pay the I don't have that kind of money.
Yeah.
Is there scholarships? Yeah. Is that kind of
Absolutely.
stuff out
and that's,
there?
Again, I think one thing that we pride ourselves on is that we have a fantastic scholarship program, and I think we had over 250 players last year who signed up for the scholarship program, which equated to about 50% off their registration fees. And I think that's a tremendous thing for us to be able to do. A big thing for me is to make sure that we can provide opportunities for everybody to play. And so again, we don't want to close the door on anyone. And for anybody that might be thinking about or worried about the registration fees, because that can be something. Mm-hmm. Then all our information is on the website at www.wfcyouth.net, and that kind of goes through all of the scholarship criteria. It's a pretty simple form that you would just have to fill out, and if you qualify, then you're going to be able to receive our scholarship program, which is a fantastic thing.
Neil, go ahead, Jeremy.
And as I say, we make it available so everybody can have a chance to play soccer, play this games like that. We have a lot of options. We work with families that we need to in a lot of different areas, so we have a lot of options, and we're really open to just making sure everybody has a chance to play that game.
You teased us at the start of this interview about a big announcement. Well, it's time for the big announcement.
You want to lead it?
You can go ahead.
Well, the big announcement is we basically play in a competitive league called the Washington Premier League throughout the state of Washington. We've been a great servant of that league over the last few years, but there are various other leagues that clubs can play in, and so we're delighted to announce that we've actually been accepted into a league, a more competitive league called the RCL, as it's known, the Regional Competitive League in its full name. And so what that means for us is that our most competitive teams, our 11v11 teams, the ones that have been so successful over the last few years, have an opportunity to play at an even higher level. Now, what I would say is this league is not for everybody. So not every club can apply and get into it. You need to have a certain level of standards. You need to have a certain level of facilities. You need to have a certain level of coaching staff with qualified coaches to be able to go into this league. And unfortunately, over the last few years, we just haven't met that criteria. And so over the last year, with the work of our staff and the board, we've applied to this league. We've had to present numerous documentation to show why we're able to go into this league. And we were formally accepted back in February, which means that we're going to be moving around 10 to 12 teams into this new league. And for those that know, teams like Crossfire, Seattle United, Washington Premier, these are some of the biggest clubs within the state of Washington. They're actually now going to be coming to Wenatchee. And so that is a fantastic achievement for our little small town to have that ilk of players and coaching staff come into our valley, which means that our most competitive players, most talented players, have further exposure to play at that level, which means, again, more opportunities for college once they graduate, etc. But it also means for our younger players, the ones maybe not at that level, it means that, again, they have something to strive for, because like what Jeremy said, not everyone's going to be able to play in that league to start off with. But if you're 9, 10 years old, you can look at maybe that's where I want to be in 4 or 5 years' time. So it's going to be a great motivator. But again, it's a great thing for our club to be able to be accepted into this new league.
All the information is on the website, and it's going to be up there on the screen. Last question, then I'll cut you loose. The birth year ages are born 2017.
Correct.
Back to what year? So we have a general idea.
Yeah, 2017 is where our development age groups are going to start, and then it's going to go all the way up to 2005.
Okay, and no 1964 on that one? No?
No, maybe not.
Yeah. Men's League, there you go.
Yeah, okay, because if there's one for kids born 1964 or later, I qualify.
We can create a new team.
Yeah.
There was one more thing, too, I want to add.
Jeremy.
We're bringing back, for the first time in about, I think, 6 or 7 years, the Apple Cup soccer tournament, which was a long-standing soccer tournament here for 30-plus years.
Huge. Fill up every hotel room and every place that had you could put a field was being used. I remember that.
Yeah, so we're bringing it back August 4th through 6th. So, on top of us being great, a great club for the people and the kids in the valleys, but it's a great economic booster for the community as well. As we talked about, all these teams now are going to be traveling over for league games, and a lot of times they're double headers. They got to stay in hotels. So the economic impact we provide, and that weekend alone, the Apple Cup tournament, it's a huge economic impact for the Valley. So when the club is strong, it's not good just for the youth soccer players, it's good for the community as well. So getting the community support, and we have a lot of great sponsors and a lot of great people who have helped us along the way. And when it comes time for a team going for a national tournament and looking for fundraising, a lot of people and businesses have reached out and supported us.
If you have any questions at all, email Neil. He's going to answer your email. I guarantee you on that. Email Mr. Oyston. He'll get you any kind of information that you need. And again, best of luck for the tryouts for you parents out there. Jeremy, it's always good to see you.
You too. Sometimes.
Neil, it's even better to see you.
Thank you.
I see Jeremy way too much. So, you're watching Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Thanks to Les Schwab Tires, I'm a confident backseat driver, but Mom's a little stressed about spending. Remember, breathe in. Now watch your speed and breathe out. Good. Even though we're watching our wallets, Les Schwab is still watching out for our safety. So turn here.
Help keep drivers and backseat drivers safe with Les Schwab Tires.
The family at the Epladolin want to help your loved one feel at ease in their new home environment. Epladolin offers beautiful one-bedroom and studio apartments. Residents enjoy 3 delicious home-style meals a day, laundry service, housekeeping service, and encouragement to make themselves cozy in their new home. Epladolin welcomes your family to come and visit their family. Epladolin, independent and assisted living. They make the complicated easy for you. Call today for a tour.
Getting ready for the boating season is easy with the help of Bob File Boats and Motors. With marine technology changing fast, the service department stays up to date with the newest developments and factory certifications. They have what it takes to make boating fun and hassle-free for the season. Speaking of hassle-free, now's the time to get your boat ready for summer. Remember that starter that wouldn't start or trailer lights that didn't work? Don't be left on shore. Call Bob File's service department today and get ready for summer fun.
This Mother's Day, give your mom the gift she really wants: rest, relaxation, and a clean home. Get her a gift certificate for Mother's Day from Merry Maids. You'll be a hero, and the expert cleaners, Merry Maids, will make her home sparkle. Merry Maids are professionally trained, licensed, bonded, and insured. They do the job right. Visit MerryMaids.com or call 663-1710. Give your mom the gift of time, relaxation, and a clean home with a Merry Maids gift certificate. Her satisfaction is guaranteed, and you can relax. It's done.
And we're back live here in Studio 3 in downtown Wenatchee, Washington, USA, to wrap up this Thursday edition of Wake Up in Wenatchee Valley. 2 items of business still to get to. The weather forecast, which is coming up, and you're going to like it if you like sunny and nice and then sunny and hot. But first things first, if you're watching yesterday's show, you know that we did Winnie Wednesday, Jones of Washington, their tasting room at the Pybus Pub Market. And if you weren't watching yesterday's show, what's the matter with you? In any event, I didn't do the drawing. Normally I do the drawing Wednesday afternoon, and the day got away from me. It was Wednesday. Probably should be happy I bothered to show up at all. And normally I have a coworker do this, and Alicia, our Director of First Impressions, takes all the entries, and we had a lot for this Jones of Washington $50 gift card. And she cuts them all up in little pieces. These are all the email addresses I got, and she does the drawing, or somebody. But I'm going to go ahead and do the drawing now. So I'm going to close my eyes, so this is entirely on the up and up. Nobody can tell. Mix it up one more time, do that, and I'm going to pull this one out. And the winner from yesterday's Winning Wednesday for the Jones of Washington $50 gift card to their tasting room at the Pybus is Makasmiba Akahuta I'm sorry, it's upside down. It's Laura Lee. Laura Lee, I will be getting a hold of you. Congratulations to Laura Lee. Thanks for everybody who entered. A lot of folks. Winning Wednesday, we'll be back, of course, next week, and as many Wednesdays as we have throughout the course of the year. Congratulations, Laura Lee. $50 worth of whatever you want to do at the Jones Tasting Room. From the National Weather Service, as we're sitting at 53, we'll climb up to 79 today. with quite a bit of sunshine. Just a few high clouds and those high popcornish kind of clouds that showed up yesterday afternoon. Not in the forecast. 54 for the overnight low. Then we bump it up to 83 on Friday. Then we bump it up to 89 on Saturday and near 90 on Sunday. And into the lower 90s on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. That strong ridge of high pressure is planted and it ain't going anywhere. And neither am I. Till tomorrow, have a good Thursday. Bye-bye.